You can just give us a brief introduction and why it was important for you to be here tonight.
I'm Annette Badland, and I'm here because I think this is a terribly important subject. The trailer looks beautiful. I'm sure that it's going to be handled with a great deal of delicacy. I have friends who are dyslexic, and they are very bright, highly artistic, and they struggle when they're young, and I think we have to address that and change things for people, because we are none of us normal. We're all individuals with particular traits and quirks, and they need to be recognised for the wonderful human beings they often are. So important today.
And what do you think the power is of art, of cinema, to perhaps find a way into these topics and allow people to have empathy and understand them in a way that perhaps reading kind of news articles or watching documentaries maybe doesn't have the same impact?
I believe this story relates to Anne herself, so it will have a ring of truth, and it will touch people because of that ring of truth. They will understand, and we share a common humanity, so we've always told stories, always. That's how we communicate, and it's gone down through the centuries. So I think there will always be art and storytelling, and it allows people more easily to relate to things, to understand them. And I know we get glean a lot of information from documentaries and newspapers, but I think if you see the heart of a story and a human being and what it's done to them, then you are more likely to respond.
And I think what's really lovely about films like this as well is that it's from a female perspective, female focus, and I think that brings a different sensibility to the screen, and perhaps we haven't seen enough of that in the past. Do you think that's something that's important and we need to see more of?
I think it's important that it's got a female thrust through this particular story, but I also think it's important that women are allowed to tell their stories now. Yeah, it's great to have wham bam, and kind of all the fantastic kind of epic movies we have, but there are so many stories to be told that are poignant or joyous or whatever they are, ugly, but women have not been allowed to express them because it's really hard in the business to claw your way up and hear, go, hello, I'm over here, I've got a story to tell.
And you've had so many wonderful experiences in your career. Can you tell us some of the highlights and what people can see you in currently?
I loved the play The Rise and Fall of Little Voice that became the film Little Voice. I loved working on Jabberwocky with Terry Gilliam and Mike Palin. They were insane, so that was very good. We had a lot of fun in Esher Forest. But again, I suppose Little Voice was seeming reality, but was actually very poetic, and again a female story written by a man, Jim Cartwright, but beautifully drawn female characters, and the pain of being a human being.
And can you tell us what we're going to see you in next? And do you have any further itches you'd like to scratch in terms of things you'd like to do, people you want to work with?
I'd love to work with Tom Hardy and Frances McDormand. I would love to work with her. Really, really, really. I'm still on TED. We haven't finished TED yet, so I'm still doing Ted Lasso. I've got little bits and pieces I'm not supposed to talk about. A series called Brassic. I'm going on to do a bit in that. And a film next year, an American film I'm going to be involved in next spring. Big Boys is coming back, the series for Channel 4, so we begin that in February. And I'm hoping I can still be Fleur Perkins as a contrast and be that naughty pathologist that I get to be.
And have you been, Ted Lasso is one of these series that just, it's been such a success and people really kind of connected with people. Is it fantastic to see that? And have you enjoyed working on that show?
I've adored being in TED, and it clearly has been so important to people. We have a great time doing it. It has developed and changed in a way we didn't expect. Jason's always had Ted's arc, but we didn't know what it would be. And the fans just write and say it was so important to me. And, you know, Jason had no idea when he conceived of it that COVID would hit us all and everything that's happened since. But people really find comfort and joy in it. So it's tremendous to be in something that can do that for people. It's just wonderful.
And it feels like there's just more and more opportunities, perhaps in contrast to there were before, for women later in their careers and to play more varied roles. Do you think that's true?
It is beginning to change, though since I let my hair go white, I get asked to play a lot of grannies and nannies, and you think, come on, successful businesswoman, I can do that.
Oh, well, it's been fabulous to speak to you. Really enjoy the evening. Thanks so much for your time. Cheers. Thank you.